Last time on the Black Gate, I decided to go ahead and take a break from talking to NPCs and do some exploring instead. Once we checked out the meditation retreat, and we were told by the guy beyond the gate that Elizabeth and Abraham went off to Buccaneer's den. Prior to that, we actually stayed in Turfin for a little while and explored the Turfin mines. There wasn't a whole lot going on there, so I went over to Jellum and explored the cave south of Jellum, Heftimus Cave. We've slain a few baddies and found some admittedly minor treasure, but most importantly we found a few pirate hideout bases. And where there are pirates, there is treasure. We found a whole cache of gold bars in one cave. This particular cave was actually very well hidden. It might not even be a pirate's little hideout. I'm assuming it was because they had a parrot in the cave that I left be for now. But overall, we slain quite a few pirates in the last part and got a lot of gold bars that we're going to turn in this part to get a lot of money. Last but not least, we did find a lone house to the northeast of Jellum on a very small island. Inside were some slain animals and we found a key. This particular key is called a skeleton key. It can open up any lock in the game that's pickable with success without breaking. After that, I went back to the Isle of Fire and the part basically ended. Welcome back, guys, to another part of Ultima VII The Black Gate. I'm going to go to sleep. It is currently 8:53 in the evening. Nighty night. 12 hours sounds about good. Pleasant dreams.
Yes, my friend, rest and heal, so that you are strong and able to face the perils before you. Pleasant dreams.
What a way to start off the part for the Guardian to wish us well while we're sleeping. For some reason, YOLO is really admiring that plant we got in the last part. Arise, Ruben. Time to continue the quest. Let's do so. We're going to go ahead and give Shamino squawks. But the first thing I want to do, since it's don't know what I closed that for. Don't know why I closed that, I mean. The first thing I gotta do is go to Britain. In the last part, we got all those gold bars, gold nuggets, lots and lots of gold. We're gonna be rather wealthy. How much do we have right now? Currently have 1854. Let me go to the ship first. I decided to go ahead and just take those lockpicks because open up the inventory and using the skeleton key is going to be a little annoying, I think, but we'll have YOLO carry that. Now we'll go ahead and grab these here just for convenience purposes. I'll also go ahead and put squawks right here if I can. Hopefully nobody's in the way. No, not there. Don't grab the deck. And there we go. Alright. First things first, Britain. Let's go to the wonderful capital of Britannia. There we are, and also since it's been 12 hours, our companions are losing health because they are rather hungry. So let's feed them. Very tasty. More, Shamino says. Dupre belches. Yana wants more, and we'll do it some more here. All the way up to make sure some are more hungrier than others. There we go. They're all full and ready to tackle on the day. After we exchange all these gold, nuggets, and bars, as you can see, Cynthia's still standing up for some reason. Yes, I do. 1,290 gold coins. That's quite a bit. By there. Did that all go in my bag? No, it went in here. Let's throw all that here. I do not like having a messy inventory. Like, if you're the kind of person who gets obsessive about inventory management, you might like this game. But if you're even just a little bit lazy, it gets to be a hassle. You can see how quickly things can get really messed up. But now we currently have 3,144. That was off the screen a little bit, yep. But the real question is, do we have enough crossbow bolts for YOLO? We do. We got about 100. Shamino has 61 magical arrows and just a little bit left over. So he is good for now. And there we go. I think we gotta go back to the Castle of Fire. So let's talk to Arcadian. Not open up Yana's portrait there. Turn. And we're back. That was fast. Did we miss anything else, though? I think that was it. I think next we're going to the city of Minoc, the city of sacrifice. There's a side quest there. We did a lot of exploration in the last part, a whole hour's worth. And I don't know how long it's going to take us to finish this game. I don't think we're even halfway there. I think maybe 30%, 40% of the way. But it's all about the journey, not the destination, right? Let's go to Minoc. Now, can we get off here? Yes, we can. We'll say goodbye to Squawks for now. It's currently 9 in the morning. It feels like it's evening time with how the lights all like this, not full light out, but that's the weather. It looks like someone's working on a ship. Very messily, too. My goodness. Is there an NPC nearby? There's one NPC we have to talk to. There's a guy named Owen getting a statue built of him here in Minoc. I'm very humble of him, but I believe that's him right there. He's got a gold sextant, that's neat. You see a young man dressed in an expensive tunic. He's very serious. He looks not very serious, though. He's got a smile on his face, and he's a member of the Fellowship. That's always not nice. My name, my lord, is Owen, after I ask his name. It is a name I suspect thou shalt be hearing more of in the future. I hope not. Job. He looks you in the eye and speaks without the slightest trace of modesty. What did I say about that statue earlier? I am, he says, the greatest shipwright in the history of Minoc. I'm the greatest shipwright who has ever lived. Yep, not very humble, but we can ask about the Crown Jewel and Hook. Crown Jewel. The Crown Jewel was in town and left early this morning. It was scheduled to sail for Paws. Oh, we already asked that a long time ago, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Hook. I saw a man with a hook for a hand wander around town last night. We asked that way back then. That was more accurate back then. Greatest. And dost thou know how I became that way? I shall tell thee. I started to hear a voice in mine head. Oh, I know that thou shalt think me mad. Well, we don't think you're mad. We hear voices too. Well, we hear a voice. These were not the voices of anyone I have ever known, but still these voices had a profound effect on me. Mad? After searching for a meaning to this voice, which proved difficult, for how dost thou tell someone, especially a stranger, that thou art hearing a voice in thine head? I came across the Fellowship. They taught me what the voice was. Fellowship. The Fellowship is a group that has been gaining la-di-da. Yep. The changes it has made in my personal life has helped me tremendously. How so? My friend, there was a time when I thought that my life was at its end. I felt as though I had been swallowed into a cold, deep hole of darkness. My very soul felt as though it had sunk into a place into which no light could enter. Soon after, I discovered the Fellowship. The difference that it made in my life was miraculous. Philosophy, I guess, just repeats what everyone else says about the philosophy of the Fellowship. No, do not want to join right now. Voice. This was the voice of reason within mine own head, which sought to guide my life in its proper direction. The Fellowship taught me how to trust this voice and heed what it says. I thou canst see the results in mine own life. I have mastered my craft and advanced the techniques of shipbuilding through the methods I had devised. What sort of methods? I have even written a book describing the advances I have made in the methods of shipbuilding. It is very advanced, but I have tried to write it so that it is accessible to the layman. Wouldst thou be interested in purchasing a copy? You know what? Sure. Yes, of course thou wouldst. Here it is. That cost us anything? You didn't ask for any gold. If you took money without telling me how much it was, I hope it's not like 1,000 gold or something like that. Minoc. Despite all this business with murders, I must confess that I love it here. This is the place where I was born. They love me. They're going to be building a monument here in mine honor, like I said earlier. I suppose I have been worthy of it, but still, I can't help but be flattered. A monument. Oh, thou canst ask anyone in town about it. They all know. Murders. He shakes his head slowly. They're going to be unveiling my monument sometime in the near future. Dost thou think that talk of these events will keep people away from the ceremony? That would be a tragedy. I would say it's more of a tragedy that people died and not your ego. My goodness. Owen looks at you and suddenly seems flustered after I chose by. I have no ships for sale presently. I've been working on a few improvements, but if thou wouldst, thou couldst commission me to build one for thee. The deed to one of the ships I build cost 1,000 gold coins. Dost thou wish to buy one? No. Art thou certain? Thou shalt find no better ships in all Britannia. Very well then. Wouldst thou be interested, perhaps, in purchasing a fine sextant? I have one which I would be willing to part with for a fine bargain. The price is 150 gold. Art thou interested? No, we got a super cheap one back at the blind lady's house in the House of Items in Paws. No. Well, let it be known that thou didst pass up the chance to buy the sextant of the famous Owen, the shipwright. Thou shalt be known for the knave and simpleton that thou art. My goodness, that's not how you get repeat customers, or customers for that matter. Bye. Tired of benefiting from my presence? Very well. I shall see thee again, I hope. I hope not. My goodness, man. People died, and he's worried about his darn monument and his own narcissism and ego. Anyway, let's read this. This Old Ship by Owen of Minoc. This tome contains much more than just the fundamentals for building ships and other sort of sailing vessels. It has everything any shipwright could ever need. The text is aimed at amateurs, which is what most of thou are in comparison. Even in a book, I gotta listen to this guy's hubris. But holds jewels of wisdom for even the most skilled shipwright. The latter part of this fine manual is dedicated to the repair of damaged ships, and makes a distinction between working on one's own ships and those crafted by others. That's it. I think these are the same ones. Yes, it is. This is a nice dock, though. The shipping dock building. Good place to make a little headquarters if you want to. Up here, that's the blacksmith, but there's another house up north I want to show off. This is actually Owen's house. Let's take a little peek. And he's got all the same books that we read earlier. I'm 100% positive those are the same books we just read. Not a whole lot in here, but this house also makes a fine home, if you want to make it a home. Because you can pretty much just kill any NPC and take their house if you like the house. And Owen seems to be asking for it if, for the murder hobos out there. Let's go in here, though. This is the smithy, as you can see. Kind of sort of reminds me of the smithy in Ultima VIII Pagan, which is after this game. For some reason. I think it's because it's gray. Because that whole game is gray. You see a man whose long hours of difficult, smoldering work have frozen his face into a rigid expression with eyes like hot coals. Name: I'm Zorn. Job: I'm the blacksmith of Minoc. Minoc, what do you know about it? Minoc is quite a city. Money changes hands here. But it does not keep people happy. They find something to squabble over. And now these terrible murders have everyone afraid. Now tell me about the murders. No one in this town ever really hated the gypsies. At least, not that I have ever been aware of. Who could have done such a thing? Well, it's probably the man with the hook. I mean, obvious, right? Squabble. This noise over Owen's monument, for instance. People ought to tend to their own business and let others handle their own foolish or not, excuse me. Monument. Owen is building a monument to himself. It is 40 feet tall, depicting him holding up a roll of plans. Pigeons will have a place to sit forevermore. Why argue over something as unimportant as that? We can tell about Owen. He is our town shipwright. He is a man who has an exceedingly high opinion of himself. That is accurate. Blacksmith. I make weapons and armor. What sort of weapons and armor? All the weapons and armor I sell are made by my own hand. They would serve thee well. Well, what kind of weapons do you have? I have an assortment of very lethal weapons to show thee. What wouldst thou like to buy? Okay, he's got a throwing axe, a dagger, mace, sword, two-handed sword, and a two-handed axe. We don't need those. Fine, he says. Thou mayest buy fine armor from me. What wouldst thou like to buy? So he's got chain coif, armor, leggings, gauntlets, a great helm, plate armor, plate leggings, and a crested helm if you want plate stuff. Not all plate stuff. Well, not the great helmet. The crested helm I think is different on defense. I can't remember. And that is it. Goodbye, my lord. Let's take a little peek at his studio. That's like gotta be like you wake up, go to work, then you just go back to bed. It's very efficient. You know, most people, they have to commute to work however long. And that really eats time out of the day. You know, if you had a 30-minute commute like I did a long time ago, that's an hour of the day gone. That sucks. And some are longer. And this is the tavern, of course. The Checkered Cork Register, Stars of You. Shamno's been here, and so has Dupre, of course. Keth of Moonglow. I don't know if that's a character in this game, I can't remember. Darik and Vendor of Jillum. There's no one else here but the bartender owner. He's got an iPad, that's cool. You see a weird-looking man who is missing his right arm. With his one hand, he scratches his head and squints in your general direction. Name. Let's have a sharp cough to clear his throat. Rutherford's me name, pleased to meet yer. He extends his greasy hand for you to shake and does not retract it until it is clasped. Gross. So we actually talked to NPCs about the Crown Jewel and Hook, I think. Or at least about the murders, but I'll probably just go through all the dialogue again because I can't remember. That was many parts ago. Crown Jewel. That ship was indeed here of late. In fact, 'twas the night of the murders. Could there be a connection, excuse me? Possibly. Hook. I know him. He be a pirate who lives in Buccaneer's den. They say Hook is so mean he kill his own mother for the right price. And I will wager they's right. Why, I got into a fight with this Hook once. I was lucky and I escaped losing only my right arm, and still with one good eye left. It was somewhere around that time that I started having second thoughts about my career as a pirate, and now, here I be. I've not seen him recently, but the description of the murder scene certainly sounds like his handiwork. I feel like he's telling the truth, and also note he only has one arm, just like his description says, or just like he says. You'll see it's missing right here, pretty cool. You know, considering this is an old game, they could have just, you know, had him walk around with both arms, and it probably would have still worked. You know, technological limits and all that, but they took his arm off. That probably didn't take like weeks worth of effort or anything like that, but I'm glad they did that. Murders. Well, I suppose that clears thee from the list of possible murderers. If then thou wert the murderer, thou wouldst not have to be asking questions of people about what happened regarding the murders. Thou wouldst already know. Haven't been there. It's a good point. Job? Why, I be the barkeep of the Checkered Cork. No better place than Minoc to discuss the events of the day. He calls into the rag he had just been using to polish the bar. Oh my goodness. Hello again, Sir Dupre. Didst thou enjoy mine establishment so much that thou hast returned? My dear Rutherford, this is not a reflection on the Checkered Cork, but I simply like a good drink. It's a good response, Minoc. Yep, this town's usually bloody quiet. That was until recently. His squinting eye suddenly opens wide and stares straight at you. Say, when exactly again didst thou say thou didst arrive in town, stranger? After a moment of carefully observing you, he shrugs his shoulders and goes back to wiping off the bar. Events. Before all this evil at the sawmill, the buzz were all about the monument. Yeah, we know about that monument. Oh, that must mean that statue they are going to build of our shipwright. His name is Owen, a local boy. I understand it is to be as tall as a man on horseback and shows Owen gazing through a telescope or some such thing like that. Well, we didn't hear that. We heard that he was going to be holding up a roll of plans, but I guess that's as far as that when they say that. They're probably not paying too much attention to Owen, so they just sort of guess, which is kind of funny and intentional. Sawmill. Say, thou be not from around here? He looks at you skeptically. Thou art not from the Fellowship by any chance, art thou? Nope. Just asking. Thou dost not have to take any offense. We did a little bit, but it's okay. Fellowship. Thank goodness that with all the town at each other's throats in recent weeks, we had the fellowship trying to hold the town together. I'd be no member or nothing, but I just heard of all the good things they done, feeding the poor and such. Did we ask about the murders? Yes, we did. How much for a room? 8 gold per person. Quite reasonable. No, thank you. Mayhaps another night then. What do you have for sale? We have a cornucopian variety of elixirs to quench thy tongue, and gourmet dishes to appease thy palate. What wouldst thou like to buy? He's got cheese, mead, grapes, silverleaf, bread, ale, and wine. Speaking of grapes, I saw a little clip on X the other day. A rabbit in its hovel, I don't know if it's a rabbit or a different kind of animal, just munching on grapes. And he or she, it had a whole bunch of grapes right behind him. It was the most comfiest clip I've seen all day yesterday. Nothing. Fine. Bye. I shall see thee later, or at least I will thou dost stay in the front of me good eye. Alright, yep, see that missing arm? That's pretty neat. That made it seem like a huge deal, but, you know, that's just a nice little detail considering that, you know, this game has copy-pasted assets when it comes to NPCs and such. You know, they didn't need to do that, but they did. That's neat. I like that. That's the, artisan guild shop. But let's go up here. North of here is where we talk to, the fellowship people, I think, and we have that mine there. I think that's what I meant. And we got this lady here who's not very nice. Her name is Eleanor. I thought speaking to me, my lord, Eleanor asks. You're asked about Elizabeth and Abraham. Did we ask? I think we asked her everything last time. I'm the head counselor of the fellowship branch here in Minoc. We are a society of spiritual seekers, dedicated to achieving our highest potential, advancing worthiness, unity, and trust in our brothers. Perhaps thou wouldst wish to join our fellowship? No. I can see it by the look in thine eyes that thou dost lack the courage to take this vital step in thy life. Perhaps one day soon thou shalt be ready. She looks down her nose at you. We shall see. My goodness. Yep, I definitely talked to her through that, through all that. So let's not talk to her after all. I decided to go ahead and skip all that dialogue that I said I was going to go through. I'm in no mood to be talked down to right now. It's really annoying. Let's go this way. Not by NPCs. This is, I think, the mayor's. Yeah, we talked to the mayor. Probably don't need to talk to everyone, actually, but let's talk to him again. Avatar, good to see thee again, says Burnside. Job. And the mayor of Minoc have been these past 20 years or more. Minoc. Apart from this business of the murders, we are a town run by commerce. Gold runs this town. As goes the money, so goes Minoc. Take this monument affair, for instance. So he chose us before Bao chooses again. I'm sure thou art aware of the plans for a monument of Owen, the shipwright. He is paying for it himself. I am usually against such public vanity, but the fellowship is very much in favor of it. Vanity. But in this special case, it does immeasurable good for the town. It increases our prestige. People will come from all over Britannia for the unveiling. Unveiling. Why, even Lord British himself will be in attendance. Yeah, right. He never leaves his castle. I'll see that. I'll believe it when I see it. It is a special opportunity when one gets a private audience. Bye. A pleasure, friend Avatar, a pleasure. Let's just go ahead and not talk to him anymore. I think when we were last here, I probably should have done this last time, but I wanted to do some exploring. I remember the NPCs I talked to, and I'm assuming we probably went through all their dialogue options. Like here are, yeah, we talked to the trainers, so I'm just going to assume we have. We don't need to train with them anyways. Do we have any experience though? Or our other characters? No. Only Ruben is level 7. One more level we can cast 8 level spells. Every spell in the game. We're getting closer and closer to doing that one thing that people want me to do. That you have to do when you're playing Ultima VII. And this is... who's that? Let's go and save. Ah, it's Julia. We will leave her be. We already talked to her. In fact, I think we kind of talked to almost every NPC the last time we were here, didn't we? We talked to Gladstone, the artisan guy that works with Julia. That's him right there. We'll leave him be. I like how they close doors behind them. Neat little detail. I think that's... Oh, who's that? You see a cheerful woman with bright eyes and blonde hair. We didn't talk to her. Let's talk to her. Name. Hello, my name is Xanthia. Job. A member of the Artist Guild in Minoc. I make and sell candelabras. Tell him about the Artist Guild. We are a guild of artists and craftspeople united for the common good and dedicated to the advancement of the arts, as well as showing other artists that it is possible to exist solely by thine own efforts without sacrificing thy creativity. Candelabras. I make simple candelabras, but sometimes I will do commissioned work, making more specific ones. I was hired by the Fellowship to make the candelabras for all of their Fellowship halls. Oh, did you? We found one at the murder site, Fellowship. Eleanor, the head of the local Fellowship branch, showed me a picture of the Fellowship symbol, and I based the design for my candelabra on that. And we found that at the murder site, like I said. You described the candelabra found at the murder scene to Xanthia. Her eyes widened with recognition. Yes, that is one of the candelabras I made. 'Twas in the sawmill at the murder site. Yes. Xanthia looks shocked. How horrible! I swear I did not know how it could have gotten there. Thou should certainly ask Eleanor about it. I don't want to talk to her again, though. We have to, though. Eleanor. Yeah, she's quite a recruiter. Why, she got Burnside, our mayor, to join, as well as Gregor, the local head of the Britannia Mining Company, and Owen, our shipwright. He is soon to be famous, I'm sorry to say. She has never asked me to join, thank goodness. Well, don't join, Owen. They are to build a monument to Owen for some reason or another. Owen and Eleanor refused to use anyone from the guild to help build it. Rather rude of them, dost thou not think? Well, they are rude, Minoc. With the success of the mine, Minoc is a prosperous city. Not a place where one is used to having murders happen. A good place for our artist guild to do well. But things have always been hard for us here. Now I fear they may get worse. How? That is what Gladstone says. Thou hadst better ask him about it. Murders? It is so terrible. I never knew Frederica or Tanya personally, but I did meet their son Sasha once. He was a nice boy, if somewhat misguided. He spent the night with us once at the Artist Guild as a guest of Sierra. And goodbye. Or, my lord, I hope I was of some assistance to thee. You were. Let's go back over here and talk to Gladstone if we can find him. There he is. Let's just talk him through the door. Skip all that, I guess. Trying to find that conversation, I suppose, that we have to ask him about. Yes, I have. I heard about the murders. I guess it's not here. I'll just click all these real quick. Excuse me. Because I'm pretty sure we already asked him about all this last time. If I haven't, then oh well. Yep, nothing. Well, let's just leave. I guess we'll talk to Eleanor about that candelabra. She probably knows a thing or two about that. She's probably in on things. You know, the Fellowship was very, very suspicious. They're not on the up and up. And we are going the wrong way, but I don't think we entered here, did we? Anybody in here? It's a nice home. Already lived in. Where's the kitchen, though? No kitchen. Well, it's an old game. They can't fit everything into it. And the Fellowship Hall is over here? It's over here. I like how it's easily recognizable just because you look at the stained glass window. Let's go in. I'll talk to Eleanor, unfortunately. Candelabra. Art thou speaking to me, my lord? Yes, I am. I don't see anyone else here. My goodness, lady. Yes, the Fellowship commissioned Xanthia to create a candelabra, which thou dost describe. Its design incorporates our three tenets, U for unity, T for trust, and W for worthiness. You tell Eleanor that it was found at the murder site. Eleanor registers surprise. I cannot imagine why it was there. Someone must be trying to implicate the Fellowship. She thinks a moment. If thou didst ask it of me, I would wager that Frederico and Tanya were murdered by their own people. Another gypsy placed the candelabra at the site to implicate us. Those gypsies will kill their own mother if it meant gaining a bit of gold. No, I'm pretty sure it was a fellowship. Bye. Okay, let's leave. That's all we needed to know. Though she didn't tell us anything. Let's go talk to one other NPC that I think we missed. There's also a mine nearby. It's currently 10:42 a.m. You know what? I think I'll go there right now. It's just a bit south of here if I'm going the right way. I am pretty sure we talked to most of the NPCs here at Minoc last time. We just missed a few. At least I'm pretty sure we did. Let's actually go up here. Don't know if I want to skip, because we haven't really explored this part of Minoc. Well, this part we did. Follow the trail. This must lead to the mines. There, yep, this is the Minoc mine, Shamino says. Thanks for letting us know. We got some stuff, too. We're not going to take anything, though. Hey, that's serpent venom. What the deuce? What are you doing with that? It's illegal. Well, it might be illegal. I don't know. Let's go this way. It's a storeroom. We'll leave that be. Ah, there's a gargoyle here. How you doing? You see a wingless gargoyle with a terrible skin disease. It looks as if his face is falling off in patches. Name. To be named Fotis. Job. To be a digger in the mines. To be looking for iron ore and lead and... The secret ore. A wave of delirium passes over the gargoyle. To be going back to work now, Mikos. To be working hard. To have no need to give me any more of the silver fluid. Oh, you mean the silver serpent venom? To need the venom. To have more venom. What's this secret ore you're talking about? To be called Black Rock. Ah, Black Rock. Tell me about it. To be the lode located in a hidden area of the mine. The gargoyle's eyes roll up into his head. He is obviously sick. Job. Yep, we already chose that. To be going back to work now, Mikos. Let's leave him be. Still no gold. Well, you're banging on iron there. Let's go all the way south. I like the music here. It's really creepy. It may not seem like a really immersive game nowadays, but back then, shoot. Playing this on a CRT monitor at 320 by 200/240 resolution. The resolution of this game is actually a little weird. It's actually 320 by 200. I think monitors were 320 by 240. So what you're seeing right now is, well, the aspect ratio has been corrected to fill the entire screen. On my 4x3 ISO monitor, LCD, it fills the entire screen, this game area you see here. It's really, really nice. Let's go this way, though. I actually prefer to play on that computer, but it's nice having the portraits right here on the sides versus the bottom that I mentioned a while back. That way you can see the entire game area. At least the black borders, the pillar box is being used for something, you know? I hate emptiness right there unless the game is designed that way. Little cave in there, we got a rock outcropping. I'm pretty sure there's another NPC in this mine. No enemies yet, though. The mine's been cleared of it, I suppose. Another dead end. My goodness. We're gonna have to go back, I think. I don't think there's anything down here. Probably just wasting my time. Well, I'm not wasting time. We're exploring. That's what we're doing. Just another outcropping there, and a dead end. Wonderful. Ah, we finally found some people. Let's talk to them. They got a bag here with silver serpent venom and some candles. We'll leave that be. I'm not gonna take those. Before you is a skinny man with a silly smile on his face. He is holding a lantern in one hand and a dirty spoon in the other. Name. My name is Owings, he says, giving you a rapid up and down handshake. Pleased to meet thee. Job? Normally I am digging, but as of late I cannot seem to find my partner Malloy. So I suppose my job is to go look for him. I wonder where he has gone to. And that just says the same thing there. It doesn't say much. Good day to thee, my lord. Got another guy here. You see before you a short, roly-poly man with a pompous smirk on his face. He's holding a lantern in one hand and a dirty spoon in the other. I don't think these guys are miners. And also, roly-poly, I've only heard of that word words in another game. Final Fantasy VII. Said by Wedge. I mean the original, not the remake. Name. My name is Molloy. Pleased to make thine acquaintance, Molloy bows politely. Let us already know my partner over there, he says, pointing to O-Wings. Hello there, says O-Wings, giving you a big smile. The front of his mining helmet falls down over his eyes. Blinded, he gropes the air around him. Molloy shakes his head sadly. Well, maybe they are miners, I don't know. It's just they're carrying a spoon, makes me think they're escaped prisoners. O-Wings and myself are working as mining engineers, a position we were fortunate enough to have acquired quite recently. We are working on a special project for the Britannia Mining Company. That is absolutely right, Molloy, says O-Wings. He gives a big nod which causes his helmet to fall down over his eyes. Mining engineers, you say? They aren't, are they? My partner and I are not exactly mining engineers, although we did travel to Minoc to become miners. We came here with a map. It was the map that the funny man dressed like the Avatar sold us. Oh, okay. Well, you guys have been swindled. That is correct. But when we got here, we discovered that the Britannia Mining Company owned the rights to this area of land already. That funny man dressed like the Avatar lied to us. O-Wing scratches his head thoughtfully. The Britannia Mining Company wanted to throw us in the prisons of you for claim jumping. I was able to convince them that we would be more valuable to the Britannia Mining Company if we could come to work for them. Molloy beams proudly. Tell me about this funny man. Someone told us his name. Let me see if I can remember it. Sullivan, I think it was. Funny name for an avatar, but there thou art. About that map. We paid nearly 100 gold pieces for that map. It was supposed to lead to a spot of valuable minerals found over 100 years ago. It was a terrific investment. The map was an antique, but it looked like it could not have been more than a few years old. Thou dost not see preservation like that every day. This guy has a lot to say. It's a special project. O-Wings and myself are now involved in a very important special project, but it is a secret. Can we trust thee? Sure. The Britannia Mining Company has asked us to dig a tunnel to New Magensia. It will revolutionize the mining industry. They do not want anybody to find out about it. They said that bringing more mining equipment over here would just make people suspicious. So they told us to start by using these spoons. O-Wings proudly holds up his spoon to show it to you. He smiles. Yes, it was such a special project they told us we were the only ones they could think of who would even attempt to do such a thing. Molloy beams proudly. Well, come on, O-Wings, we had best get back to work. We have a schedule to meet. Schedule? O-Wings, have a look at that schedule and find out how we are doing. O-Wings bends over and goes to pick up a very large scroll. As he touches the tip of it, he sends it rolling away down the mineshaft. As it rolls away, it is unraveling, leaving a lengthy trail of paper behind it. O-Wings chases after it but succeeds in doing little else but tailing it up his legs in a long roll of the paper. When at last he has the other end, it is an unreadable mess. Give me that, says Molloy as he snatches a piece of the scroll away. He examines it for a moment. According to this, we shall be finished in 173 years! O-Wings, we have got to start working faster! The two of them go back to digging with their spoons. As they dig, Molloy turns to O-Wings and says, This is another fine mess thou hast got me into. Tunnel. Molloy looks at you and puts a finger to his lips. Shh! I ask thee not to speak of this to anyone, he says. Bye. Both Molloy and O-Wings stop what they are doing, give you a friendly goodbye wave. Funny characters. I don't think anything comes of them, so let's just leave. Go back up. Pretty sure there's one more character in this mine to talk to. Think we'll go this way? Ah, there's something here. I will save. I'll make another one. That says something. I don't know what. Let's go in anyways. Probably says something like do not enter. Or something like that. Oh. Dead end? When are you guys gonna stop dancing around, falling down? I mean, there's nothing here though. Anything underneath these thingies? Nope. Doesn't look like it, so well. Let's go ahead and leave. Any secret passageways? No. This is just a dead end, just leave that be. Could have sworn there was something else around here. There's the gargoyle, Ficos. He didn't tell us his... He didn't tell us the meaning of his name in Gargish. Oh. It took you that much to take out a rat, guys? Come on. Give that to Shamino there. There's nothing in here anyways. What the deuce? I think we'll just go ahead and get out of here. I had enough of mines for the last 2 playthroughs. If there is someone else in here in the future, I will come back here and talk to them, but for now... Yes, Shamino, you did say that earlier. Minoc mine. Let's go this way. The Britannian Mining Company has a building here in town. I think it's this one right here. So let's enter and talk to some NPCs. These are the gypsies here. We have no need to talk to them again. I think the NPC's in this building. I'm going by purely memory here. Yep, he is. Art thou addressing me? Gregor scowls. We already talked to him, didn't we? Be on that way then. He's mean. Very mean guy. There's one more NPC though, and he is not in Minoc. He is out of Minoc. Let's go down here and enjoy the outdoors, I guess. I'm not much of an outdoors guy in real life at all. Ah, that's him. That was quick. I like how Shamino is wearing the same thing they are, just no archery cap. Oh, missed. You see a mountain man who appears to have been in the wilderness a long time. He gives you a long look, then he snorts and looks away. What's your name? I'm not in the habit of speaking to strangers, but seeing as thou dost not appear to be very intelligent, I shall humor thee for now. My name is Carl, formerly of Minoc. It's quite the greeting, my friend, my goodness. What can you tell me about Minoc? Do not ask me of Minoc, the filthy little town of fellowship fools, casual murders, and monuments to incompetence. I do not even live here, and I would not if thou didst pay me. What about that monument? We'll ask that in a little bit, actually. What about the fellowship? Do I look like a member of the fellowship to thee? I do not even know what the fellowship is, and I do not care. This ends the conversation. What dost thou want? Leave me alone. We want to ask your job. Job? Art thou mad, my lord? Firstly, if thou dost wish to offer me employment, I have no interest in it. Secondly, if thou dost wish to hire my services for anything for any reason, then I reject thine offer most enthusiastically. Thirdly, if thou dost wonder what my job is, then wonder no more, for I have not one. Fourth, and lastly, if thou dost wonder why I have no job, then stop it right now, because it is none of thy business. And he ends the conversation again. Let's talk to him again, not about job, but his brother. My brother, mine only family in the world, served aboard a ship built by Owen. The ship was one of several that sank 3 years ago during the first storm it had ever encountered. My brother went down with it and was never seen again. Several ships. That's terrible. This is part of the side quest, by the way, involving Owen. 3 other ships that were built from Owen's basic designs all sunk within the first year of their launch. Over a dozen lives were lost to that vainglorious bastard. What can you tell me about Owen? I confronted Owen with this, and he denied that it had anything to do with his workmanship. I returned that night and stole the plans they had drafted. So at least no other ships would ever be built like them ever again. Or just again. But it left me so angry at the world that I knew I could not live among people ever again. I went away to live up in the mountains. The only times I ever come back, are to fetch a few supplies and maybe have a drink of Rutherford's fine ale once in a while. Fine ale. If not for Rutherford's fine ale, there would be no purpose to this existence of civilization, or the existence of civilization. Plans. I still have those plans up in my cabin. Every once in a while I try to figure them out. I suspect no one in town, save for Owen himself, could understand them. Maybe Julia the Tinker would be able to shed some light on them, but she would never listen to an old mountain man like me. Julia. If thou want to show Julia the plans, I will give them to thee. They are in my cabin southeast of the BMC office, Britannian Mining Company. Mountain man. Far away from the mire of present-day society is where I belong. In the wilderness thou canst know what is what. Okay, bye. Cease thy racket then before I lose my temper. It sounds like you were already losing it, though. This cabin is right here, though, and we will go in. And we'll take these plans. He says we can take them. Here they are. Put that in the avatar's inventory, right below the lock picks, excuse me. The Narwhal shall be a fine vessel measuring 100 cubits from bow to stern. She shall be constructed of the finest yew wood with a ballast of 37 cubits. After the planks are retrograded, I shall reciprocate the bottom decks to ensure their verbosity. Each bunk shall fit exactly within the 3 foot by 14 cubic cabin, except for the first mate and sergeant's quarters, which will be octagonal in the size. Owen of Minoc, we need that. What else does he have? I just want to take a peek. There's no sin against peeking. Food and stuff. That's a kukri right there. That's a throwing axe. Never mind. And that is starburst. Those are throwing weapons. Alright, so I guess we'll go back to Julia now. You can't take this, unfortunately. I'd like to take that for the Castle of Fire. Hear that ding? That means it's 12 a.m. That's a nice little detail. I love that. It is good to speak with thee again, Reuben. Julia greets you. I got Owen's plans here. May I see them? She examines every line of the plans carefully. These designs are unsound, she says. I'm gonna wait for that to finish. I didn't have to wait too long. I was a little annoying reading that out and then hearing that grandfather clock do its chime. Ships built to these specifications will easily capsize and sink. Thou shouldst show these plans to the mayor. Goodbye. Bye, Reuben. Alright, let's go to the mayor then. And put a stop to Owen's monument. He's got to be taken down a peg. Well, we trust Julia since she is a tinker. She knows about these things better than us. We have no idea how to read these plans. Alright, he should be in here. I think he's in here all day. Which, where else? He's the mayor, right? Doing mayorly duty. Where is he? Where'd he go? What the deuce, man? Ah, boy. Well, gotta chase down the mayor. Wonderful. I bet he's in the tavern. Grabbing a bite to eat. Yes, he is. Did we talk to this guy here, though? Yes, we did. That's Jacare. I believe he's the trainer. Let's talk to the mayor and take a load off. I'm walking for a long time. Dupre? I guess Dupre wants to stand. Let's talk to the mayor then. Avatar, good to see thee again. So, these Owen's plans are apparently no good. You show the mayor the plans Owen had drawn, making sure to carefully point out the flaws discovered by Julia. The mayor is aghast. This is terrible. No one must see this. It would ruin Owen and cause irreparable damage to our town if it became known that our shipwright caused those deaths. Damage. People gotta know, though. But very few suspect the deaths are attributable to Owen's shipbuilding. We can destroy the plans and the truth would never get out. It would save the town from disgrace and possible ruin. I don't recommend that. Deaths. Then again, the ships Owen builds will continue to sink. It would harm Minoc even more if it were to become known as the place where the death ships are made. A town that built a monument to an incompetent statue. There are no two ways about it. The statue must be stopped. I am hereby canceling the erection of the statue. Oh, and Avatar, couldst thou please go inform Owen of this bad news for me? I am a bit busy at the moment. Besides, I think he will take it much better hearing it from thee. Yeah, real busy stuffing your face. He was looking to cover that up. He didn't even care about the deaths. That's... Well, what do you expect from most politicians anyways? Let's go over here. And you go talk to Owen. Probably no reason to skip ahead. It's right over here. Maybe he's at home. It's currently noon, almost 12:30. He is not in here, even though that'd be kind of fitting to tell him here at home. He's likely still working on another one of those death ships. Well, we're going to put a stop to that. Yep, he's definitely in the building. Alright, Owen. Got some explaining to do. It would appear that others wish to speak with me again. Yes, I do. The statue is cancelled. After years of breaking my back trying to make something of this ungrateful little town, I'm giving up. I swear I'll never build another ship as long as I live. That will teach them. No matter how they may beg or plead, I will not do it. Ungrateful. Apparently, building the greatest ships to ever set sail in history and all that has done for Minoc are no longer enough. No. Thanks to that pompous idiot of a mayor, I am denied the rightful tribute of which I have proven myself more than worthy. Design flaws. Bah. How many ships has Mayor Burnside built in his miserable little life? There were deaths. Owen. You tell him about the many innocent civilians who lost their lives on the ship he built. Owen shakes his head slowly. I do not know. I have no idea how it could have happened. It is difficult to conceive the pain such great loss of life brings into this world. But I did my best when I built those ships. I did not want those men to die. Thou must believe me. I believe you. Owen appears distressed. The tribute to me is now no more than a tombstone. Tribute? I know. My work will stand as my monument. My name will endure long after any statue has worn away to dust. People will remember me. I promise thee that. And, with a dramatic flourish, Owen produces a dagger. Before you can stop him, he plunges it into his chest. He coughs loudly, as blood spurts from his mouth, soaking his fine linen tunic in wine-red gilt. After a moment, it is all over. Owen, the greatest shipwright who ever lived, is dead. As you can see. He's got his books, his fellowship medallion, and the dagger he killed himself with. Well, good opportunity to go ahead and give him these book back, and I think I'll keep the plans just so, you know, you never know, might come across a new shipwright. We can tell him how not to build a ship. That's it. That is it for Owen, the greatest shipwright who ever lived, dead in that spot forever. Now, you remember what I said about this house up here being a pretty good house to live in if you want to? Well, that's because Owen dies in this side quest. So you can totally just bring some extra stuff here, chests, crates, barrels. You have a better bed to sleep in than the Castle of Fire, but I much like the Castle of Fire, because we can return there anytime we wish. But other than that, I forgot what I was going to say. There's something else I wanted to do here in Minoc, but I think that's about it.